Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is AlintheaYoh coming at you today with my deck profile of my Shiranui. So Shiranuis are just an absolutely awesome archetype. I really do like them. The fire zombies are pretty different. You know, when the original fire zombies, you could say, were the skulls. But we will eventually do a deck profile of them. Trust me, I'm trying to figure it out. Anyway, so yeah, today we have the Shiranui archetype to debut to. So without further ado, we'll go straight into it. Straight away, I will say I'm not running Pot of Cupidity. Sorry, Pot of Desires, because it's not Pot of Cupidity anymore, is it? I'm not running that simply because I run the Brilliant Fusion engine in here, and I don't want to banish the Garnets and the Brilliant Fusion. You know, it just doesn't make sense for me. But if you don't run the Brilliant Fusion engine, you can run Desires, because Omega does interact with them, and as well as the Necroface if you do want to run that too. But without further ado, we'll go straight into it. So starting us off, we have Shiranui Solitaire, formerly known as Sage. So Shiranui Solitaire, I don't know why they changed it from Sage. I love the name Sage. Shiranui Sage was so cool. Anyway, enough of that. Shiranui Solitaire is one of the key cards in the deck, the key card if not. Its effect is you basically tribute one zombie monster on your side of the field and you special summon one 0 defense zombie tuner from your deck to the field. So the main ones that you're going to be doing is Shiranui Spectral Sword and also Uni-Zombie. So it's absolutely a great card, and also this on its own is a 1 card Omega or any other level 8. Because you'll go Solitaire, tribute this, get Uni-Zombie. Uni-Zombie's effect, send a Mizuki to the graveyard and increase its level by 1, so it's level 4. Then Mizuki will banish itself to get Solitaire back from the graveyard. And then you have a level 8 Synchro. So really good card, absolutely amazing. I just can't believe it finally came out, to be honest. Next up, Speak of the Devil, and he shall enter. The 2-legged zombie himself, or 3-legged zombie I should say, is Uni-Zombie. So Uni-Zombie, again, is one of the key cards of the deck. I don't really say too much about it. You can increase monster's level in the field by 1 by sending a card, or discarding a card from your hand to the graveyard. And then the exact same thing for a zombie from your deck to the graveyard. So yeah, really great card. I'm so happy when this eventually came out, and that it was a common. I think this is one of the most ridiculous cards that's ever come out in common for a long time, since things like 1 day apiece. So next up, another key card of the deck is Mizuki, being able to just rinse the cards from your graveyard onto the field, make big synchro plays, and then bring it back with Omega is just absolutely amazing. So Mizuki is actually really, really good. Of course, it's a zombie deck. Next up, we have Shuten Doji. So I actually really like this card. It interacts really well with the Shiranuis. So if you don't know what it does, it's basically once per turn you can do one of these following effects. You can remove from play 2 zombie monsters from your graveyard to draw 1 card, and then you can select and return one of your removed from play zombie monsters to the top of your deck. So for example, if you use it with Spirit Master and also a Solitaire, you banish those 2 and then draw 1. Then what happens is Solitaire and Spirit Master's effect kick in. So Spirit Master will destroy a card, and Solitaire will special summon a banished Shiranui from your banished zone to the field. So really good card, and just in general, yeah, it's actually a nice one-of in my opinion. If you want to run like Global, it's a good like Nichoria Beast target, but trust me, the extra deck is tight already as it is. So yeah, next up we have the 1 Goblin Zombie. Really like Goblin Zombie in this deck because you know you can tutor it out quite easily, and it just helps you with less bricking, or it just helps you with consistencies, being able to get to the cards that you really want. So yeah, really good card, really do like it, and really good to swallow as well. 1 Zombie Master. We have a lot of cards in this deck and a lot of zombies in the graveyard, so being able to, for example, go Zombie Master, discard a card, and then bring back Solitaire, and then you can start going off with Solitaire and your Uni-Zombies and all this stuff, so really good card. One thing to note, a ruling, I'm sure everyone knows this, but I'll just say it anyway, is that you have to have a zombie monster obviously in the graveyard to activate this effect. But if you do have a zombie monster and you discard a zombie monster, so for example if you say you have a goblin zombie in your hand, you activate the effect discards goblin zombie, as long as there is another target in the graveyard you can target goblin zombie to bring back. So just an important one there for you to know. Next up, going on to the other Shiranuis, we have the 3 Spirit Master. This card is absolutely amazing. So his effect is when he's normal summons, you can special summon a Shiranui monster from your hand or graveyard to the field. So a really good way of getting the different cards out and maybe declogging your hand if you've got multiple level 4s or anything like that. It's also good if you have this and a Solitaire, you can just do this, then get Solitaire out, then start tributing and going off. But then his effect is when he's banished, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. So for example, if you use use it with Solitaire, if you use it with Swallow, the trap card, so you tribute a zombie monster, pop 2 cards, then you banish a Shiranui. You banish this and then you get to destroy another card, so you're basically just popping 3 cards for 2 cards of your own, so really good card. Next up we have the 1 Samurai. Samurai is just kind of a nice one in the fact that you can use it to banish a Shiranui to gain attack, but it's more the fact it's a quick effect, so you can quickly banish cards and make some further plays. So that's why I like Samurai. Sorry, I completely forgot his name. Next up we have Smith. Smith is a bit of a weird one. I kind of like him and then kind of don't. The main thing why I use him is that when he is used for a synchro summon, you can search a Shiranui card, and yeah, that's kind of really it. Its second effect of being able to protect monsters by battle when it's banished is kind of irrelevant, but it could be used if you really want. But yeah, the Smith is just alright. I could even cut it. It'd probably be the first thing that I would cut if I wanted to make any changes. But you know, searching out Swallow is still pretty strong. And then finally we have the 1 Spectral Sword. Spectral Sword is really good, of course, when you use it with my brain is going dead today. When you use it with Solitaire, Solitaire, the way that it works is if this card's in your graveyard and Solitaire is also in your graveyard, and it's not the turn this was sent, you can banish this and you banish Solitaire to activate its effect to special summon a zombie level 6 from your deck to the from your extra deck to the field. Then Solitaire's effect will kick in to be able to special summon this back, and then you can go into a level 8. As well as you can go into Clearwing because you're using a synchro monster, so it's really good like that. And Spectral Sword just in general is good. You only use 1 because you can recur it back into the graveyard multiple times. So yeah, that's the only real need for 1, in my opinion. Then another interesting one, Beast of the Pharaoh. If you don't know what this does, it's quite an old card, I will be honest. So its effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard as a synchro summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower zombie monster from your graveyard. So level 3. Pretty good. You can go into your level 6s or your level 7s very easily with Uni Zombie, and you can bring it back with Mizuki, you can put it in the grave, you can do whatever you want, but it's here because you can extend plays really nicely with it, so that's why I like it. Again, it's complete preference that you can cut it if you want, if you think it's trash, but whatever. Next up we have 2 Brilliant Fusion targets. We have Performance Power Trick Clan and also Fairy Tale Snow. So Snow I'll talk about in a sec, but Trick Clan is an obvious one. Brilliant Fusion engine, when it goes to graveyard you special summon it, you can just use it with Uni Zombie to do more synchro summon plays. Very, very standard if I'm honest. Fairy Tale Snow, really good card. Come out in the most recent set in the Dark Illusion as a short print, and it's kind of a new archetype. But anyway, so it's a 1/850 and 1000 attack defense. It has it's level 4 light. Its effect is, when it's normal special summoned, you basically book them in one of your opponent's cards, well, one of your opponent's monsters. But when it's in the graveyard, you can banish up to, well, you banish 7 of your cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard to special summon it. So you use it on the Shiranuis in your graveyard. Now 7, you might say that is a crazy amount, but it is. But depending on what you have, you can actually make a good use of it. That's why it's in here, because it's more of a late game card, just to kind of stop my opponent, interrupt what they're doing, and then also I can just get a whole load of Shiranui effects off in one go. So yeah, that's why I like them. And then the 1 Garnet, because I'm playing Brilliant Fusion engine, so yeah. Next up, the spells. We have 3 Brilliant Fusion. As I said, I use the Brilliant Fusion engine. I just really like it because it means that I can extend a lot more, and it's not so much crazy amount of bricking either, because the monsters that I showed you, the Trick Clan and the Snow, are still really good cards. The only one that's dead is Garnet, but I digress. The good thing about it is you can use Omega to start recycling all your stuff back in, mainly your Garnets, if you do really want to use Instant Fusion more than once. So it's a really good card, nonetheless. And yeah, Brilliant Fusion is just great. Next up, we have 3 Instant Fusion. Cards absolutely amazing. You'll see all of the targets in a minute. But yeah, I don't need to say too much about that if I'm completely honest, because it is just amazing. Twin Twister, we like to discard. We can discard happily. We can get rid of back row. It's no problem at all. So that's why I like the Twin Twister. 1 Foolish Burial. We're playing zombies. You get stuff into the graveyard nice and easy. Use it for Spectral Sword. Use it for Mizuki. Use it for anything like that. So yeah, really good. 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Now, this is a bit of a tech choice. A lot of people were running it at the start when this archetype first came out, because it was a quick way to get your Shiranuis banished from your deck. Now, not a lot of people are really running it from what I see, but I still like it because you can use it with like Spirit Master just as a free pop, and you get it back later. You can use it with the Solitaire to maybe just bring something back straight away, and then you have a Solitaire in 2 turns. Obviously, that's a long time, but it's still a possibility. So there are good uses for Gold Sarcophagus, and if you were running something like Necroface as well, then it would obviously be even better. But yeah, Gold Sarcophagus I still really like. It's just a free pop if that's the way you want to look at it. The one Raigeki, again, just want to clear the board, it's kind of standard. And then finally, the Burial from Different Dimension. We banish, it makes sense, this card should go to 2. So yeah, that's kind of it. Going on to the traps then, we have 3 Shiranui Star Swallow Slash. So this is what I was on about Swallow. This card is just so good. This is one of the main reasons why I'm running this archetype, just because of the destructive power of this card is just oh so good. With this card, you have to have a Shiranui in deck to be able to actually activate it, because its effect is tribute a zombie monster, then you destroy, then you can target 2 cards, destroy them, then banish 1 Shiranui monster from your deck to banish it, quite obviously. So you have to have a Shiranui in your deck to be able to do it. If you don't have that, then you can't activate this card. So very important thing to remember. But yeah, great card. Absolutely love it. The amount of times I win with this card is just so insane. And then we have the Solemn Brigades. We have 2 strike and 1 solemn warning. So that kind of makes sense. You know, they're really good. Again, don't need to say too much about it. Now going on to the extra deck. The extra deck is so tight. It's unbelievable. But I'll do my best to show you what I have. So 2 Omega. Right. So there's kind of a understanding that you need to run 3 Omega in Shiranuis. You actually don't. I feel you can run 2 as a minimum, but it has to be 2. You can't run 1 because you'll just run out very quickly. 2 is fine. You don't have to have any more than that. 3, of course, is nice because you do have the opportunities in place to go into 3 in 1 turn or 2 turns, but there are a lot of other cards when I've got 2 Omegas on the field that I might rather just go into instead of a 3rd Omega. So Omega's really good. Obviously, it's a staple in my opinion. You have to run it. But yeah, I think 2 is fine if I'm completely honest. So people who are worried that this deck's really expensive because Omega is about £30 currently, you don't actually need to have 3. 1 Trishula Dragon the Ice Barrier. Again, this card has saved my arse more than I can count, and I just love it, and it's actually really easy to use. Next up, we have a Shogun Saga. This card is actually really good in this deck. So if you don't know what it does, it is a level 8 synchro with 3000 attack and 0 defense. And basically, when it's summoned, you can banish one of your banish one of your zombie monsters from your graveyard, and then you gain attack equal to the attack of the banished monster. So you can use it with like Shiranui, or any of them really. You can use any of them. You can use it with Spirit Master if you want, just to pop a card and then keep attacking. But it just means that you can clear the board quite quickly, and you make some really big attacks as well. So that's why I really like it. And just in general, it's a nice card, but it's only a one-of. You don't need to run any more than that. Next up, we have Crystal Wing. As I said earlier, you can use this with Shiranui and the Solitaire combo, so it's a great card to use. And in general, you can also bring it out with Ultimaya. 1 Void Ogre Dragon, again, kind of standard. It's a really great card. Again, Beals, really nice card as well. Don't need to say too much about that one if I am honest. Clearwing and Odd Eyes for the 2 level 7s. Clearwing's just actually a great card, and I really like Odd Eyes just because it stops things happening in the battle phase. That's why I love it. So that's why I do run it. Next up, the 1 Coral Dragon, brand new Coral Dragon. I do love this card oh so much, and I'm glad it's finally come out for us. Yeah, a Coral Dragon's great just because you can discard like your what am I looking for? Your Mizukis and all that, and make very easy plays. So yeah, it's really really good. So I just love it. Archfiend, a Zombie Skull. Now, people are going to be saying, you don't run Plague Spreader, so you can't summon this card. So, if we just want to go back to Spectral Sword's effect, and the actual wording on it is the most important thing that people get confused of. So the effect says banish both this card, both it and this card for the zombie tuner that you've got, and it says if you do special summon 1 zombie type synchro monster from your extra deck. So you are not actually performing a synchro summon, which this card needs if you were going to summon it as a synchro summon. This just means you are special summoning the card from your extra deck, therefore it gets rid of the actual requirement to have to actually use a Plague Spreader, therefore you can just summon this out. And it's a great card, really old on at that, but face-up zombie monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects is still really strong. So I really do like it, and yeah, just in general, Archfiend's Zombie Skull is really good. And then finally we have the one Ultimaya. As you saw, I run this. It's very easy to go into. If people are a bit confused as to why I'm saying like I have Tolkien, I don't have any level 5 tuners. Well, Uni-Zombie is one of those cards that can be really easily gone into level 5 in one turn. So if you open up Brilliant Fusion and like and Uni-Zombie, then you can make many different plays. But just in general, Ultimaya is just so good. Then going on to the one... The poor one Xyz I have in here is Dweller. As I said, the extra deck is really tight. And admittedly, I have made way for a slightly biased card, but I really do like it, and I'll leave it to last, just to keep you on tenterhooks. So, yeah, Dweller, in my opinion, is one of the best ones. You can either have Dweller, you can have Emerald, or you can have Castell. It's down to yourself. But, yeah, Dweller, in my opinion, is just the best, most powerful one currently. Seraphim, again, I am running the Brilliant Fusion engine, so it makes sense. Norden, a great card in zombies. It's instant fusion becomes like a 1-card level 7 because you get back Uni-Zombie or something like that, so it's really good. And then finally, a card that was released in Pharaonic Guardian all those years. It is the amazing Reaper on the Nightmare. Now, I absolutely love this card. If you don't know what it does, it's basically Spirit Reaper in the fact that it can't be destroyed by battle, but if it is targeted, then it automatically dies. So if your opponent, I don't know, tries to equip a mage power to it, it'll instantly die. But then the really interesting effect is it can attack directly, and when it does, it takes a card out of the hand. So it's basically Spirit Reaper, except it can attack directly. But one interesting things that you need to know. One, it's here because it is obviously a good... it is a good Ultimaya token, target, sorry, in the fact that you can summon it with a Uni-Zombie in this, and then there you have filled the requirement. Another one is that because you are using Instant Fusion, and Instant Fusion is technically a fusion summon, don't forget that when it's in the graveyard, I can bring this back with Mizuki. And that's pretty funny when I just bring this back and start poking my opponent with it. And they just can't really do much unless they try and target it. So I really do love Reaper on the Nightmare. It's absolutely amazing. It has multiple different uses. And I really recommend you actually looking into it and testing it if you do so wish to play this deck or any type of deck that runs these types of things. So that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. As I said, this is really fun. I do love it, and obviously there will be a replay as usual after. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck, and make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.